I had found this image, and when I had read it, I was like, that is completely wrong. Hey everybody, HunzB here, and sorry about the quality. I know it might be a bit crap, so it's because my phone decided to have an issue with the motherboard, as I had found out today, and I can no longer use that phone, so that would be why the quality is crap. And because I'm using my camcorder or video camera, and it says HD, but it's not really HD, it's a lot lesser than HD. And enough about that. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the absolutely horrendous, abhorrent, if that is the correct word, image that I found on the internet. When I was searching for Islam on Google, I checked the images just because I needed an image for my music playlist. When I say music, I mean the playlist that has Islamic music, or nasheed, as some of you know it as. And I had found this image, and when I had read it, I was like, that is completely wrong from what I know. And the image, I have it right now in front of me along with the actual translation, but what the image shows is the real translation. You see these quotations that I'm doing means it's fake. It's not actually true, and it's actually trying to promote Islam in a bad way. It's this person who wrote this is giving out lies and slander just about Islam, and I wanted to clarify that Islam is never about violence. So what image am I talking about? Well, this is particularly related to man and woman as husband and wives, what they are supposed to do, what they can't do. And this is taken from the Surah an-Nisa, which is about women, and it's the 4th surah, 34th ayah that I had found on the internet, the supposed true translation. And let me read it to you. I'll put the image over here so that you could see what it is. And I might be censoring something out at the bottom, towards the bottom, because that is something that is not supposed to be there. Yeah. So what it says over here and what I had read was, men have authority over women because Allah has made the one superior to the other. And then it skips the important bits, even though that beginning bit is not even true, and then moves on to, as for those from whom you fear disobedience, admonish them and send them to beds apart and beat them. That is totally false and fake and not true at all. Here is the actual translation, and I'll just read the ayah to you in Arabic for those of you who understand Arabic and can translate it. I will just read it for that, just to clarify what the actual translation is. So we start off with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, because that is how you're supposed to start before reading the Quran. Or actually you start off with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم فالصالحات قانتات حافظات للغيب بما حفظ الله واللاتي تخافون نشوزهن فعظوهن واهجروهن في المضاجع واضربوهن فإن أطعنكم فلا تبغوا عليهن سبيلا إن الله كان عليا كبيرا.
Now, what it actually translates into, and this is the actual translation, and I'm just keeping the image there to show you the comparison of what lies and slander this image is trying to promote on behalf of Islam. And P.S. that's not how you spell Quran. It's not spelled with K, it's spelled with Q, and there's no O in it, it's U. Quran, just to let you know. So the actual translation is, men are in charge of women by, in brackets, right off what Allah has given one over the other, and what they spend, in brackets, for maintenance from their wealth. So righteous women are devoutly obedient, guarding in brackets the husband's absence what Allah would have them guard. But those, in brackets, wives, from whom you fear arrogance, in brackets, first advise them, in brackets, then if they persist, forsake them in bed, and in brackets, finally strike them. But if they obey you, in brackets, once more, seek no means against them. Indeed, Allah is over ever exalted and grand. Now, what it means is, if you didn't understand, not insulting that you didn't understand, but just in case you didn't understand, it is saying that men are in charge of women, but they have the right over the other, and what they spend, basically because of their wealth, they have the right over the other. And the explanation that I'm trying to give, it might not be accurate. I'm seeing the translation right here, the actual translation, not what's shown over here on this image, this absolute lies, I would say. And so if I'm trying to explain it, I might explain it a bit wrong, but I'm trying my best to explain it as properly as possible, to give you the actual translation and what it actually means, and not what this lie is trying to tell you. So it says, righteous women are devoutly obedient, guarding in absence what Allah would have them guard, which is basically their from showing themselves to the public, like by not dressing properly, or guarding their private parts as what as a woman would have to guard. But those wives from whom you fear arrogance, advise them, forsake them in bed, and strike them. So when it says over here, if you fear that the wife is arrogant and she doesn't want to protect what Allah has told her to protect, which is her, as I had told you earlier on, the private parts, and not showing too much of yourself, not revealing too much of yourself to the public as a woman, and if you fear that she would do that, then you would advise them. If they persist, then you forsake them in bed, and finally then you strike them. Over here it's just telling you, go immediately to separating the beds apart and beating them. That is absolutely incorrect. That is the thing that I disliked. Like, it seriously made me realize that there are some people that just want to promote lies and slander about Islam, because they are so Islamophobic that they just want people not to see the truth about Islam, which is really, really awful to see this. And I would like to advise you to go and check out, I had what was the channel? Al-Bayyina Institute, I believe that's what the channel is called, and they had talked about responsibilities of husbands and wives, or men or women, or vice versa. Woman, man, wife, husband, what their responsibilities are. And they actually, and Noman Ali Khan, he does give a good explanation about it. So if you want to know more about it, I will leave a link in the description below. You could go check it out, or I'll put a annotation on front of my face so that you could see that this is not what we are supposed to do. That what this image is trying to promote is not true at all. Now, sure, it says in the translation that strike them first, but that is after they persist. If they persist after you advise them and they still do it, then you forsake them in bed and strike them. That is when you do it. So what this image is trying to promote is absolute lie. do not believe these type of images that are just randomly there just to promote lies and slander, especially the one that has a picture, a supposed drawing of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. May Allah show these type of people the right way and guide them to the right path. I can only pray for these type of people, but there isn't much to say about it. But yeah, that pretty much does it for today. Give this video a like if you enjoyed watching. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. Like me on Twitter, my username is HunzB. Like my page on Facebook is HunzB. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. And Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now the outro might seem a bit less serious because this topic was actually really serious to talk about, and I just wanted to clarify that these type of people are out there just to promote lies and slander. I know I'm trying to hammer it into you guys to know that guys and girls, when I say guys I'm referring to both genders, this was a serious topic to talk about, so that's why the outro was a bit less serious. And yeah, so I just really wanted to talk about this topic because I had found this image, as I had told you in the beginning of the video. But yeah, there's not much to say about it. I'll see you guys on Thursday then. No, not Thursday, tomorrow.